All right. Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you guys have had a good day. So, before we do anything else, I want to give you guys a update. JJ had his surgery yesterday morning at 7 a.m. He did contact me today. He's not in the chat. I don't see him in the chat tonight. I didn't expect him to be in the chat tonight. He has a scar, okay? Literally, from here, it goes across his head here to this side here. They basically, what I told him was, I said, it looks like they peeled your head back. So he is, he seems to be doing okay. Obviously, that is a major, major, major surgery. So my other moderators are going to have to step up for me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you would, I would appreciate that, keeping an eye on things. Because, like I said, I did not expect him to be in the stream tonight, and so obviously he's not. But hopefully, he has a swift recovery. So he's obviously out of surgery. He's in recovery, and so let's all keep him in our thoughts and prayers that he has a swift recovery and can get back into living life. And hopefully, they took care of everything that they needed to take care of. Now, I don't know if they did or not. Um, he actually wasn't talking. He just sent me a few pictures. So I don't even know if he's able to text or not yet. I mean, that is a very traumatic surgery. So not a good time at all. So, but and that's on top of just having open heart surgery. What 10 days ago? So not, it hasn't been hasn't been a good time for JJ. But anyways, so before we jump into anything here, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat, no racism, no nastiness, and I do appreciate that ahead of time. And also, let's just be respectful of each other and have a nice chat. And if you can't do that, then those awesome people lit up in blue with the blue wrenches will boot you out of here. So we're not going to tolerate nonsense. So, but thank you, Raven. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So it really, really warm down here today. Now, some of you are gonna be like, "Oh, that's not hot." Whatever. Okay, hot is still hot. It was 92 degrees here today, and high humidity. Of course, it's always high humidity, so it is what it is. But I I was out during the day, and then when I got back, I did do another load of gravel on the driveway. You'll see that video upcoming. Um, but I'm just going to continue to couple loads a day, 1 or 2 loads a day, maybe three, depending on how I'm feeling, and just gonna work on getting that road in better shape. And already is. I mean, just what I've hit so far has made a difference driving in and out. So that's always a nice thing. But now so I got to address this, right? So I'm sure every one of you is seeing the same thing I'm seeing. Oh, climate change. Climate change is responsible for this heat wave. Well, call me weird. Wouldn't summer be responsible for the heat wave? It's summer. It gets hot in the summer, right? Isn't that usually how it works? I'm just like, oh my God, they want to beat that drum, boy. I tell you what, they want to jam it into you, and this is what it's from. This is what it's from. Okay, well, let's say, not that I'm a believer. Obviously, I'm not. Let's say there was a thing that actually was causing the change of climate and stuff like that. Here's a couple things just to throw out at you. All right, you paying a carbon tax, right? Canada, United States, you paying a carbon tax, you reducing everything down to nothingness, right? You're making sure you're doing all the right things. All right. What about all the garbage dumps that are emitting methane from those garbage dumps? Let's talk. Let's not. We're not going to talk about that, right? Let's talk about that. We're not going to talk about that the biggest polluters in the world are China. We're not going to talk about that, and that China is building coal-fired plants. We're not going to talk about that because that doesn't put us, where we want to be, right? We're not going to talk about the fact that every volcano that goes off, the amount of emissions that are put off because of volcanoes is tremendously more than we are doing on a daily basis. So that's just three things for you to think about. So you think that there's all this terrible climate change and we got to do our part and stuff like that. But what about the rest of the world? If the rest of the world is not on board and reducing things as well, it's not going to make a bit of difference. Yeah, how are 330 million people compared to offset 3 billion not complying? Exactly, Okie Forge, and that's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. So, we got to get away from cows. It's cows. It's cows. It isn't cows. Come on, you know. I mean, let's. Why don't we talk about the fact that the rainforest is being destroyed? Uh, I saw Sinead O'Connor, and I almost guarantee you guys, I'm not saying that exactly the fact is what it is because I don't know. I don't think anybody knows yet. But my guess, if I had to take a guess with Sinead O'Connor, was probably suicide. Her son killed himself last year, and I know she was devastated because of that. I know she was devastated because of that. So there's a guy, and I can't think of his name, and you'd have to look it up. And so somebody was asking him, with climate change, and the sea levels are going to raise, 10 feet, right? All the sea levels are raising 10 feet, right? And he absolutely obliterated that. He said, okay, if sea levels rose 10 feet, Florida's gone, right? Um, you have London is gone. A lot of Europe is gone. A lot of the East Coast is gone. 10 feet. That's it, right? 10 feet. West Coast as well, right? He said, he goes, I'm just mad. He goes, that I didn't think of it first because it's the greatest scam perpetuated on human beings. This is this guy's quote. I'm not saying that this is what it is. I'm saying what this guy said. He said, if the banks thought that this was true, right? If the banks thought that this was true, he said they wouldn't give a loan in Florida. They wouldn't give a loan in London. So there's 30 and 40-year loans being put out there, right? But supposedly, remember Al Gore said what the ice caps were going to be all melted by 2018, if I'm correct. So obviously he's wrong about that as well. I love when they put dates on things because it just shows how full of crap they are when those dates come and go. Like those doomsday cults, right? Oh, the end of the world is going to happen on this date. There was some cult down in Texas that, I mean, they had a compound and they had, tractor trailers full of food and they were ready and they were all sitting there and waiting for the end of the world to happen. And then when it didn't happen, what happens then? See, I don't ever say that the end of the world is happening. So, going back to what I was saying here. So, this guy was basically saying if banks actually thought that there was going to be the rise of sea levels, they wouldn't give those loans out, which makes a lot of sense, right? So, also, my thing is with that as well. The planet goes through cycles. Right now, we're actually in a grand solar minimum, is what we're in right now. So, if you do your research on that, I'm not going to get into that in this live stream, but yeah, deforestation is a huge one. Now, one of the good things about the United States, so where are the banks not giving loans? They're not. That's what I'm saying, Morning Light. They are giving loans for seafront property, and there's building, always new construction, London, along the East Coast, the West Coast, down in Florida. They're always doing that. The planet goes through cycles. It's been doing it for millions of years, and it will do it for millions of years after we're gone. Okay? And actually, the planet will heal itself once it gets rid of these horrible things called human beings that try to destroy everything. You know? So I get so sick and tired of it being pushed on us constantly, constantly, constantly. And if you have a half a brain in your head, and I'm not saying that you do, though those that do believe that it's true don't have a half a brain, but if you do the research and you look at things and you pay attention, you're going to see that you're being manipulated. But again, a large segment of our society turns on the news, right? They turn on the news, and whatever is spewed out by the newscasters, well, that has to be the truth, and that's part of it. So they just believe it out of hand. And that's a large part of our society. Do you know why? I'm going to ask you. So this is the important question. Do you know why the majority of people who turn on that TV, whatever, if they're watching Fox, CNN, MSNBC, whatever they're doing, why do they believe everything there? Do you know why? So in the comments, real quickly, and then I'll tell you why they do that. Because I know the reason why they do that. Why do people believe whatever is put out on TV? All right, I'm not seeing the answer that I want, so I will just go ahead and tell you what the answer is. Oh, here we go. Okay, Crypto Immortal got it. Fear and lazy. Laziness is what I was looking for. People are too lazy to go, oh, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. Let me do my own research. And that's the problem. People are lazy. They just go, oh, that's the fact. That's it. Right? I was having a conversation with somebody today, and I'm going to bring this up briefly, and I'm going to explain something to you, and then we're going to move on. So we were talking about this, what was perpetuated upon us, right? Where everybody had to do this, right? Not saying what that was, but everybody was, oh, you have to, you have to, you have to. My question would be, somebody like me. Oh, there is JJ. He is here. JJ, hey brother, how you doing? I was talking about you in the beginning of the stream, actually. So I was kind of giving everybody an update how they peeled back your melon. Um, Somebody like me, who, number one, I've never been tested, right? Never been tested. Number two, I've never had any of these. How am I still alive? How is that possible? How is it possible? My daughter, who never got anything, how is she still alive? My mother, who is overweight, diabetic. Actually, it's mom's birthday today, too, folks, by the way. Mom just turned 80 years old. Elderly. How is she still alive, right? How is my sister still alive? Because she never did it either. So, again, natural immunity. What? Fortune cookie, don't say that. That doesn't work. Silly. That's not the right answer. You need, okay, fortune cookie, you're going to need to go to Big Pharma and have them tell you what the correct answer is. Natural immunity. Oh my God. Really? Yes, I am an a hole. So just remember that. Okay. So, anyway, so that's all what we're going to do with that. So, I'm not saying yay or nay or talking about any certain thing. You have to kind of look through what I'm saying. So, I don't. And again, I will say this, like I've said this before, whatever you did or did not do is your own business. It's none of mine, but you have no right to tell me what I need to do to make you feel safe and to make you feel comfortable. So that's what I will say with that. I have no judgments on anybody that did any of that. But yeah, it's all codes. Exactly. You have to be very careful, unfortunately, nowadays. So, yeah, so mom is 80 years old. So I talked to her this morning and I said to her, I go, okay, Ma, this is a big one, the big 80. I said, that's a big one. I said, you got 90 in you? And she goes, I don't see why not. That's my mom. I don't see why not. What? No, she's in good health. She still has all her marbles rolling around. She does have a tendency to repeat herself, but that also comes with age. So, but she's been doing that, repeating herself for the last 20 years. So it's not like, oh, she's getting demented. That's not it at all. It's just, it, are you kidding me? I have a tendency, I'll be in the middle of talking about something, I forget what I'm talking about because I get distracted. It happens. And I still think all my marbles are rolling around up on top. Last I checked, they were anyway. So, but my aunt, who was a hairdresser, turned 81 on July 4th. That's cool, Sharon. That's awesome. So, so yeah. So, and it's funny because also there's another birthday same day as mom, and that is Heather's boyfriend. It is his birthday today too. So, yeah, brain farts exactly. You know what it is? I think that it is. For me personally, I got so many different things going at the same time in my mind. Um, it happens, and like when I'm on here and I'm talking to you guys about something, and I get distracted in the comments, somebody's asking a question, I want to try to answer the question. I think what ends up happening is, I get on that and then I go, okay, what was I talking about? And then you guys have to bring me back because I'll tell you, 9 times out of 10 I would have never remembered. So, but that's okay. That's what you guys are here for. You guys are here to steer me back on the path. All right. So what do we got? 271 in the chat. We're at 102 on a thumbs up. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, even though actually the first time I'm asking, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time. It really does make a big, big difference with the algorithms as well. So I thank you for that reason as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, so let's talk about this really quickly, right? The topic, imagine that, we're almost 17 minutes into on the topic yet. F-35s just landed in the Middle East to be a preventative measure against Iran in trying to seize ships um, in the Gulf over there. And so more chess pieces, in my opinion, being put in place in preparation for who knows what, right? At the same time, I don't know if you guys saw this or not. For the second time in 24 hours and the sixth time this month, Russian fighter jets have gone and harassed manned and unmanned drones in Syria. All right, so they have done that. They just fired some flares at some unmanned um, drones that we had over there and stuff like that. So here's my question in the first part of this. Okay, what in the heck are we doing in Syria in the first place? Right? What are we doing in Syria in the first place? Why are we even there? Why are we even? If you remember, and this goes back. So let's go back a little bit because these different events happen and then something happens and it changes everything. So we were in Syria. We've been in Syria for quite a while. All right. And we were going to pull our troops out of Syria. We're going to pull our troops out of Syria. If you remember this, I'm going to refresh your memories. Yeah, money. I think, yeah, Larry, it's probably, there's big money in war. That's for sure. So we were going to pull our troops out of Syria. But then Assad, right, the president of Syria, supposedly used nerve gas on his own people. And we went, oh, no, because he did this atrocity to his own people, we're not leaving now. Now, does that make sense to you? You know, a powerful enemy, probably the most powerful military in the world at this point, the United States of America, is there. They're going to pull out. They're going to pull their troops out. They're getting out of Dodge. And then you're going to do something that's going to make them stay. Does that make any kind of sense at all? Right? So now we have those horrible, terrible Russians. Oh my God, the Russians are so bad. They're horrible, right? They're horrible. So we're making these, they're, so first of all, what are these drones doing, right? What are they looking at? What are they trying to check out? What are they trying to see? So why is Russia, engaging with these drones? There's always something going on, guys, and there's always games being played, and the media will tell you who's the bad guy and who's the good guy, and that's it. I'm going to tell you what. There was a recent thing, and I thought that this was great. I thought this was a great answer. Um, Ed Assad's wife is from California. Oh, no kidding. I did not know that. That's interesting. So here's something. They did an interview with Trump recently, and love him or hate him, okay? I love this answer that he gave in this interview. So they were asking him, who do you want to win the war between Ukraine and Russia? Who do you want to win? And Trump's answer was this. He said, I want the killing to stop. He goes, people are dying on both sides. He says, we need to stop that. He goes, if I was in charge, it would be over in 24 hours. And I don't doubt that. I don't. I don't doubt that. Because he would see the funny thing is what a lot of people don't understand. Who remembers? Now you got North Korea right now, right? All amped up, and we just put nuclear subs into South Korea for the first time in what 40 years. We have a nuclear sub in South Korea, right? First time in 40 years. So again, interesting. Another chess piece being put in place. It's interesting. I like I said, I have a lot of questions. I watch things. I find things interesting and fascinating because if you're paying attention to stuff, it all makes sense. So you got the little man, right? Rocket Man shooting off rockets, making threats and all this type of stuff. Do you remember what happened when Trump was in charge, guys? Remember what happened when Trump was in charge? He met with him. They shook hands. They had an agreement. A lot of the BS and the nonsense stopped. It stopped. Okay. Why did it stop? Because Trump wasn't taking anybody's crap. Wasn't taking anybody's crap. And so, and he was considered a loose cannon, right? Yeah, he walked right over the border. Yes, he did. He met in that demilitarized zone. So, and they feared him. Yes, they did. Absolutely. When you have somebody that is not going to put up with the nonsense and the games and the crap that's going on right now that we're dealing with on a daily basis, and the news is telling you how horrible this one is and how horrible that one is, and oh, this is a real threat, and you need American populace to be scared to death, and we, the great America, we need to do this and we need to do that, and so something is going to go down in Syria, is my opinion, because like I said, 6 times in a month, 2 times in 24 hours. What is the United States response going to be to that? That is a question that I have. I'm curious. What is that response going to be? We're putting chess pieces all over the place in place. We have carrier groups out over there, in the South China Sea. So, there's a lot of stuff that we're putting into place. We just reopened, right? If you guys remember, again, paying attention, 4 bases in the Philippines. We had closed a bunch of bases. Now we just opened up 4 new bases over there. We're right strategically placed to face who? To face China. So, where they're talking about trying to get the chip manufacturing back here in the United States and going, and they're working on that. So there's a lot of things going on, and but we have to realistically. So somebody, I talk about this stuff quite a bit, and people say, okay, well, there's nothing we can do about that. What can we do? What we can do as individuals. I was actually talking with a dear friend of mine. She lives up in Canada. She's actually from the U.S. I've known her for a long, long time, and she moved up to Canada with a gentleman many, many, many years ago and married him. And she's been back in She's been in Canada now for more than 20 years, and we were talking, and and talking about different things, and with what I was saying with her. The only thing, again, we can control is what we can do to be prepared. And then when the other shoe drops, do the best that we can. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. We can't control what these lunatics that are in charge on any side are going to do. Uh, what you have to remember, it just takes one mistake to set a chain reaction off that is not going to end well for anybody. And when I say anybody, I'm talking about human beings. Okay. One mistake, one guy pushing too far, and we could be really pushed into something that we really don't want to be pushed into, and all the grandstanding stops, and real bad things start to happen. That can happen in a heartbeat. It can happen at any time. Am I saying that it's going to? I hope it doesn't. When I was talking to my friend up in Canada today, one of the things that she had said, and I agree with her 100%. She goes, Ed, she goes, I hope I'm wrong. I would rather be the one that's wrong, but I don't believe that I'm wrong. And I said, I don't believe you're wrong either. And I says, and I feel the same way. I hope I'm wrong because when people have asked me, well, what if you're wrong and nothing ever happens? Okay, well, if nothing ever happens, I'm going to have a beautiful property here. I'm going to be surrounded by awesome people that I like to hang out with, that I want to be hanging out with. We're going to get together. We're going to enjoy the fruits of our labor. We're going to be harvesting all kinds of crops that everybody's going to be able to utilize. We're going to have a ton of honey down the road because, we got the hive started. We're going to have more hives. And, so there's all kinds of benefits of what we're doing. And then on top of that, if nothing ever happens, they're coming down once a month. And if they decide, hey, I'm going to take my vacation and I'm going to go down and hang out on the property, for a week or 2 weeks or whatever the case may be, they can, and it's a beautiful, I'll tell you, I sit out here, guys, sometimes, and it is so quiet and it is so peaceful. And I like to go out at night and look at the stars, and they're so beautiful. And because there's not all the background lights and all the noise and all that other nonsense, it's just it's just a wonderful thing. And so, that's, yeah, the American dream, Greg A said. Yeah, exactly. You know, but yeah, like I said, I hope nothing ever happens. I really do. Do I believe that'll be the case? I don't. I don't, because man is the most vicious animal on this planet. We kill because we enjoy killing. That's what happens. That's the reality. And when that time comes, I mean, you have to really look at things realistically. Okay, let's just do a real quick analysis, really quickly. And again, what are we at? 326 in the chat, guys. We're at 160 thumbs up, which is half. So 50% of you have still not thrown a thumbs up yet. So if you have not done so yet, please do so to show support for the channel. And again, I do appreciate that ahead of time. It really does make a big difference with the algorithm. So I appreciate it for that reason as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So, but like, comment, and share, right? That's what we want to see. So thank you ahead of time. Here's the reality of things. And I know in a lot of times I'm repeating myself, but I think it's important to do so because hopefully it sinks into somebody. Maybe there's somebody brand new on here that's never seen any of my videos before, and they're wanting to learn and figure something out. When you have 95% of the population that is not prepared for a 2-week disaster, and here's the beauty of that, folks, okay? On any given year, I don't care, pick a year, any year, how many natural disasters happen in this country? We're just talking the United States of America. How many natural disasters happen in this country every single year? Every year. Floods, fires, mudslides, uh, you know, tornadoes, hurricanes, ice storms, blizzards, uh, every year. And it's every single year. It's not like this is a weird phenomenon. It's never happened before. These are things that go on every year, but still, with the amount of natural disasters that we have, only 5% of the people in this country are prepared for a 2-week disaster. Yes, droughts as well. Yep, absolutely. Heat waves, right? We'll talk about heat waves too. Um, so that it boggles my mind that more people, especially once they've survived the disaster, once you've been in a hurricane or a tornado and seen the destruction of that, why you would not be ready for that, I have no clue. I just don't. I don't get it. So you have 95% of the people are not prepared for a 2-week disaster. And here's the other beautiful thing, just so you guys realize this. When SHTF happens, All right. When SHTF happens, those disasters are not going to stop. Those disasters are not going to stop. They're going to continue to happen. But the only difference will be there'll be nobody coming to clean up the mess. Nobody will be there to clean up the mess. So you're going to be on your own. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you're going to be on your own. So if you got trees down all over the place, you better hope you got a chainsaw or three, that you have plenty of gasoline, that you have plenty of mix, that you have bar oil for that chainsaw as well, that you're ready for that, that you're ready to do what you need to do. But I guarantee you, the majority of people don't. And so what are they going to do then? You know? So it's just, it blows me away the potential number of victims that are going to be out there. And there's a lot of them that are going to be looking at people like me and you guys who are preppers, that have been ready, that have sacrificed, that have, put money towards prepping and got ready and got solar and got, generators and stocked up on gas and propane and all that type of stuff. They're going to look at us and go, well, you have to help us. No, we don't. We don't have to do anything. Now, should we try to help some people? We should. That's just me. I believe that you should try. So, like where I'm at out here, I believe that if my neighbors need a hand, I'm going to help them. And see what we can do to work together to forge those relationships. Especially in an SHTF situation, they're going to need help. Now, the beautiful thing about where I live, a lot of people garden, a lot of people can, a lot of people have livestock, a lot of people, hunt. So they're pretty self-sufficient for a lot of things already. But how ready are they? I don't know. You know what I mean? But what you're going to see, small communities, small towns, especially small towns. And when I say a small town, I'm talking under 5,000 people, right? Small towns, 250, 300 people. What they're going to do, they're going to circle the fences, folks, and they're going to watch out for the people that are there. And they already know who the bad actors are, right? They already know. Like even in the rural areas, you're going to see that too. Like the road I live on, it's a long, long road. I could absolutely see them dropping trees in certain places and not letting any new traffic come through there. Okay. Not that there's a lot already anyway, but they're not going to just allow somebody to come rolling up through there without stopping and be like, what's your business? What are you doing on this road? And if they don't have a legitimate reason to be on there, they're not going to let them on. Ed, did you see a Jason Aldean song in a small town? I did. And you know what? It's stereotypical of lunatics to try to make it something that it's not. He did not mention race in any way, shape, or form. He just said, try to do that nonsense that they're doing in a small town. And I don't blame him. And a lot of people are, behind him on that. And, I don't think that he's done a thing wrong. Um, and of course they try to label him and they're trying to cancel him now. You aren't canceling Jason Aldean. He's huge. And shame on CMT for removing the video. Shame on them. Pandering, giving into this small percentage of people that are crying the loudest. I get so sick of that too, guys. I really do. If you have 90% of the people, and I'm not saying it's that percentage, but let's say it was, okay, let's say 90% of the people agree with something that somebody does, and the other 10% are screaming the loudest, this is horrible, this is terrible, whatever it is, whatever it is. And people are going to give in. The 90% are going to continuously give in to that. And I think people are sick of it. You look at the situation with Budweiser, okay, Bud Light. They've lost $27 billion because they went woke, right? $27 billion. That should speak volumes to some of these big businesses. I am sure they're kicking themselves right now for putting a cross dresser on a can of Budweiser and not paying attention to what their base was. Okay. So it's just, and again, you want to do that, do it. Personally, ain't got nothing to do with me, but it's like you have to understand who your base is and where their thought process is and where they're from. And that was just stupid. That was a stupid choice by them to do that. And, now they're paying the price for that. And, it's their own fault. So they have nobody to blame but themselves. So, but anyway, but again, there's a lot of people that have, well, and not only, let's take this a little further. So we got 95% of people that are not prepared for a 2 week disaster. To make that even worse, they have no training. A lot of these people have no training at all of the simplest things like how to make a fire, right? They don't even know how to do that. They can't, they couldn't, they don't realize, right? And here's just to give you a good example. They don't realize that if you are okay now, you're having to evacuate the cities. If you're able to, which most of them won't, but if you did and you got out and now you're hiking, right? You're hiking. Yeah, without, can't live without their phone. Exactly. So now they're out hiking. Now they're going to stop for the night. And I'm going to tell you right now, majority of them, they're going to sleep right on the ground. They're not going to realize that ground is a colder temperature than your body temperature, which is 98 point, whatever. They're not going to realize that. So they're not going to build up pine boughs and sleep on that so that they can be, off the ground itself. They won't even think about those type of things. And so, they're going to die in droves just because of ignorance. They're going to be there. And it's not willful ignorance. It's just because they don't know. They've never had to, not have everything right at their fingertips. Well, that day's coming and you better be ready, or predators, right? You get out in nature, you are not always the apex predator in nature. And so here's something else to think about. All right. HTF happens and a lot of people will abandon their dogs, right? They're going to abandon their dogs. Either they're going to die or they're going to be like, I can't take care of this animal. So they're going to let them go because that's the best solution that they can come up with because they can't kill their dog, right? Well, what's going to happen is those dogs are going to pack up and they're going to hunt. And what's going to be a great thing for them to hunt? It's going to be human beings. And that's a reality. That's a reality. So, people don't think about those things. So they're not going to be, oh, look at the lovely dog. Look at it. Hi, puppy. Next thing you know, you got 15 of them jumping on you. I'm not talking about you. You're going to be right here with me. You're fine. I would never abandon you. She looked at me. She's like, okay. So she's put her head back down. Um, but, again, those are things that people don't think about. There's so many things that people don't think about, you know. But I don't know. A bear at Yellowstone just ate a woman. No gun, no bear spray. Well, and again, and I think it wasn't at Yellowstone. It was just outside Yellowstone. I did hear about that too. Viking Prepper. They had warned people that they had seen bears in the area, and have you guys ever seen that video of the guy that was on a bike trail? I think he was on a bicycle, and a cougar, came and again, he had nothing, and he's trying to make this huge cougar back down, and eventually it did. It was a grizzly, Okie Forge. It was a grizzly, but you know, you know, I'm gonna. And I love it when people do this here. All right, I live in the middle of the woods. I am surrounded by woods, and I show you guys the pictures. It's nothing but woods out there. We have black bears, we have coyotes, we have poisonous snakes. There's all kinds of predators out there that if I'm walking around and I have my hat in my hand, and what I'm going to do, tip my hat to him, hello, Mr. Predator. Oh, please don't kill me. That's why I carry a gun all the time. And people are uncomfortable with that. I'm like, screw you. I'm sorry. If it makes you uncomfortable, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. I want to be able to defend myself. I don't want to have my dog get killed by a black bear because that's she's going to think that's her job to protect me, and she's going to sacrifice herself. I don't want her to do that. Okay? I want to be able to take care of that situation if it presents itself and do what I have to do. And I will always do that. Yeah, always hang out with someone that runs slower than you do. Exactly. Or trip them. Trip that person. Uh but yeah, it's just I find it fascinating. I really, really do. Um, the number of people that are absolutely clueless, that have no idea whatsoever. Um, you know, I'm not going to be out here unable to defend myself. Again, I am not the apex predator in the woods. So, I'm smart enough to realize that I better, try to even up my chances. The time that you need something is not the time to go, oh God, I should have had this or I should have had that. An ounce of prevention, remember this one, guys? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I'm always going to have making sure that, you know, handgun or shotgun, shoot a bear if need be. Oh, absolutely. You know, yep, absolutely. You do what you got to do. So, I mean, it amazes me. It really, really, truly amazes me. And I feel sorry for my brothers and sisters up in Canada, trying to take away all your weapons so that you're not able to defend yourself, especially with so much woods out there and, hunting and all that type of stuff. So it's just, that's craziness to me. That's absolute craziness to me. I'm not going into the deep forest without my 12 gauge pump shotgun and some slugs. Yeah, absolutely. You shouldn't. You better have something. You better have something. Like I said, it's just it'll be that one time that you don't have it. That is the pavilion done. No. Have you been watching the videos, neighbor Bob? We have. Well, there's still a lot of work to do with the pavilion. We will make a dent in it this week as well. Joe from St. I take offense of Jason Aldean being called country. None of them are country anymore. There is no country anymore. It's almost like bubblegum pop, realistically. So I just yeah, the days of outlaw country, that was country music. Those days are gone. It's a whole different thing now. When you have, okay, so let's talk about pandering, right? Pandering to the crowd. Lady Antebellum changed their name to Lady A because, oh my God, they had Antebellum in the title of their name, right? So they pandered to the crowd, changed their name. The Dixie Chicks, they changed their name to just the Chicks. Really? Are you freaking kidding me? Um, insanity to me. Insanity. I look at it like this: I am who I am. I am not changing. I'm not going to, be any different than I am. And if somebody doesn't like that, like I said again, that's a them problem. That's not a me problem. But well, whatever happened, and tell me maybe I'm wrong on this. Whatever happened to agree to disagree? You live your life, I live my life. We can have a conversation, have a civil conversation, and be totally opposite sides of that. And at the end of the conversation, shake hands and go, "Hey, have a good day." What is the most effective thing to treat poison ivy? What I have found, and this was suggested to me, and I've been using it ever since. You take white vinegar and baking soda, and you mix that together and make a paste. It relieves the itching almost instantaneously, and also it dries it up, and it works really, really fast. And I really happy with that because you know, I've had that a couple times, and that worked great. And when I say fast, I mean within a couple of days. And so yeah, don't go near it. Yeah. Well, that's another nice thing. Yeah, you can try to do that. So all right. So it is time for egg count. So look at this on time. We're going to do the egg count on time. JJ is recovering. Paul, thank you for asking. He had his surgery on Tuesday morning, and I was texting with him today. And again, he has. Yeah, go ahead and put your guesses on, guys, and I'll look at that. He's got a scar from here all the way up through down to the other side. So go ahead and put your guesses up there. So yes or no for Miss Thickneck, and how many eggs today? So I'll give you guys a minute for that, and we will go from there. All right. So, but yeah, he is recovering. He was actually in the chat earlier, and I was surprised, to be honest with you. I He needs to rest. He definitely needs to rest. So, but anyhow, all right. You win nothing but a ride in Ed's four wheeler and cart. That'd be a bumpy ride. That tell. Yeah, but you know what? I did it again. The answer was actually up very early, and I waited. So now it's not a tell anymore because I already know now. All right. So if you had the same exact guess as DJ with four eggs today and no for Miss Thickneck, then you are 100% correct. So lazy day for the chickens today. Beck had nine the other day. I think it was Monday. Monday was nine, and yes for Miss Thickneck. So, but anyway, um, so congratulations to DJ. You've won absolutely nothing except for bragging rights until the next live stream. But big thunderstorms here at the moment. Got really dark. Yeah, it cooled off here. I don't think we have any rain in the forecast until I think Sunday, something like that. I think Sunday we got some rain in the forecast. It's been pretty dry, and so I'll putz around over the next 3 4 days and work on the road and see what I can get done with that. And but I'll tell you what, makes a difference already. Just what I've done already. So, but yeah, at some point she's going to be retiring. I know that. Is that old Devil's Advocate video you did up? You did probably. I don't remember. I have no idea. There's so many videos that I did through the years. If YouTube hasn't taken it down, I didn't take it down. How's that? YouTube's taken down a few. They have taken down a few. But now this winter should be an interesting. I'm curious to see uh, what will be the next thing. I just did see that some company, and I can't remember what company it was, just came out with an RSV vaccine that they're trouting out there, you know, for the flu for the elderly and the little kids. So they want to make sure that they're all juiced up. So that'll be interesting. They did really well with. Oh, that was the same company that did the shingles vaccine, and I love that too. I love that too. Oh, if you ever had chickenpox in your lifetime, you need to get this vaccine because you could get shingles. No guarantee that you're going to get shingles, but you might. I have a cousin. We're the same age. We all had chickenpox back in the day. Because back in the day when we would do, somebody got the chicken pox, you took everybody over to their house so that they all got the chicken pox, because you'd rather get it as a kid than as an adult. Not as bad as an adult as a child, and so that's what happened. And so I had chicken pox when I was younger. Now, my cousin, again, we're the same age. With 2 months, he's 2 months older than I am. He was born in April. I was June. He's had shingles. Me, no. So you know, and will I get that? Nope. Nope. Got shingles right after I came off of chemo. Wow, that sucks. Paul says I get shingles twice a year, no biggie. Yeah, I just, I get, one of the things that they've really, really pushed, okay, really pushed, for cervical cancer, right, for young girls. Now they want boys to get the same shot. I don't know if you saw that too. Now, I really don't know a whole lot of boys that are getting cervical cancer, right? But they're pushing that now, as well. And it's a two-shot thing that you get for that. And my daughter, unfortunately, did get the first one because her mother had taken her to that appointment. I was pissed. I was pissed. I said, "Don't you dare get the next one." And she never did. She never got the second one. But oh man, I was mad. I was really mad. But I don't know. I just, to me, you know what? If something's going to happen, something's going to happen. That's reality. That's life. Um, you know, am I going to go out there and take stupid chances? And no, you know, it's funny when I get sick, I self isolate anyway. I am like, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want people around me. I don't want people. Just leave me alone. Let me sleep. Let me take my medicine. And I will try to get better. That's what I do when I get sick. I don't like getting sick. I'm not a good sick person. And I don't want to be pampered, and I don't want somebody fawning over me. Just leave me alone. So I've never had a flu or a cold. Did get chicken pox at 3 years old. Wow. Okay, you're very fortunate then. Very, very fortunate. But yeah, like I said, you never know. You never know. So I just and it's funny too because I don't want to get certain things. People are going to consider you an anti, you know what, and it's not a matter of that. I just I don't have a lot of trust for big pharma. I just don't, and think about all the people. I want. Let's think about this, and here's a question. Like, I always got questions, right? If you guys just saw LeBron James' son, 18 years old, going to be a freshman at USC, just had a heart attack. An athlete, peak condition, just had a heart attack. Now, my question, of course, my first question was because, of course, it's in California, right? An extremely leftist college, USC. I wonder if they were forced to be able to attend that college, that they had to get this. And if they did, here's this poor kid, 18 years old, has just suffered a heart attack. Probably his basketball career is done. Um, Probably his basketball career is done. And at 18, have you ever here's a question that and like I said, I always have a lot of questions. Ed, has anyone told you look like Mr. Clean? Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that. Um, here's another question that I have. In the past, have you heard a lot of young athletes having heart attacks the way that it's happening now? Not tying it to anything. not tying it to anything, but it's just a question. How many athletes have you seen through the years? Not like there's quite a few now, quite a few. Before you never heard of it, really. Once in a great while, Len Bias, if you guys remember him, but I think that was had to do with something called cocaine. With Len Bias, he was the number one pick of the Boston Celtics. Was going to be this great. He was really going to be a great basketball player, and had a little bout with cocaine and ended up dying. Heart attack, I think it was that as well. So I don't. Okay, this just reminded me it's Trump's fault. This just reminded me of this. Did you guys see? And a lover. Oh, I'm such a big fan. I'm such a big fan. Did you see what Hillary Clinton came out with just recently? Do you see what she just said? You can't. You really, truly can't make it up. I can't stand a woman. I never could stand a woman. Um, she. I'm going to let you guys look it up. She just came out with something, and it's the Republicans. It's the mega's fault, in that they should all be voted out of office because of this. So I'm not going to tell you what she said, but I'm going to let you go ahead and do your research and go from there. So I'm just like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Uh, oh, so Larry already gave it away. That, yeah, for climate change, it's Mega's fault. Mega's fault for climate change. So you blew it. See, now that nobody's going to do the research. See, so well, yeah, it's got to be somebody's fault, right? So she's saying they should all be voted out of office because they're not behind it. It's so just. I'm like so done. I'm so over it all. No, it's all right. Don't worry about it. You gave it away though, but that's all right. Do your research. Exactly. See, I'm trying to encourage. See, I'm trying to encourage, and you guys, here's the answer. That's okay. So what are we at? 353 in the chat. We're at 236 on the thumbs up, guys. Let's see. We got 22, 23 minutes. Let's see how close to 300. Let's see it. That would be. Let's go for 300. Let's see if we can hit 300 thumbs up before we jump off here. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do that ahead of time to show for the support for the channel. And thank you very much for that. Also, again, makes a big difference with the algorithm. So the more interaction, the better for the channel that way. So I thank you for that as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you ahead of time. So we're at 253. So 47 more. We need 44 now. Look at that. It's just going up. Good. So 44 more thumbs up, guys. Let's see if we can hit that 300 number before we jump off of here. I got to tell you, and this we're going to talk about this for a second. My foot is continually bothering me. It's still bothering me. It hasn't gone away. But I was getting in such a funk just sitting around and not doing nothing. It was driving me crazy, to be honest with you. Um, it's better than it was. I've been making sure I'm wearing the right kind of shoes. That I'm not. I have actually that pair of boots that I had. They got burned up. They're done. They're gone. Um, so I just been trying to, I do what I can. And if I have any issues or I have any problems, then I just try to take it easy. But I had to get myself back into my right mindset, and that's why I've been doing the gravel. Because as long as I'm doing something and I'm making some kind of progress, it makes me feel better. And so that is, that's why. I feel useless when I was just sitting around here going, okay, let's see if this heals. And it was feeling better. But then the minute I did something, it gets aggravated, But I'm just going to keep doing like I'm doing. When I'm shoveling, I'm not using my foot. So, that's a good thing. But yeah, it's, slow and steady. As long as I'm making progress, and like I said, just working on that road, it makes me feel good. It's a good workout. Definitely a good workout. I was sweating big time today. I still think it could be a broken bone, even a small one. You never know. Um, if it is, then it is. I mean, it'll heal eventually. You know, but actually, what I'm going to actually get, believe it or not, I'm going to go and get some horse liniment. I can get that at Tractor Supply that they put on horses when they have like a sore joint and stuff like that. Some of that, and I'm going to put that on my foot and see if that helps. So, but Lady Kick said, I have healed broken bones with no real intervention before. Crypto Immortal said, Ed, you're building a prepper paradise. Thank you, man. I appreciate you saying that. I honestly believe that what we're doing down here is awesome. And, very, very fortunate that I have awesome people that I'm working with, that we're coming together. And it's very, very cool. And, so that part of it is neat, and, that the teamwork, when you see something come together as that team, and it gets done, that's an amazing, amazing thing. And so that makes me feel good too. So, like I said, it's just steady. It's just steadily getting things done, you know. And as we continue, it's just going to get better and better. This month we're going to get back at it. I've already talked, like, to my group, and talked to a couple different people, and kind of gave them an idea of what I want them to work on, to focus on when this get together. And like, I'll give you an example. Like Mark, he's got his cabin, and he wasn't here last month. In the month before, we were working on the pavilion, so he didn't get a chance to really work on his cabin at all. I told him, I said, this month when you come down, I want you to, because I think he's bringing his son with him. I said, I want you to focus strictly on your cabin. Him and his son, I want him to focus on the cabin and work on that. There's stuff that they need to do. Get ready. Uh, Grandfather used to wear a copper bracelet. He said it helps with arthritis. I don't think it's arthritis, Okie Forge. I don't think it's arthritis. So, but anyway, and then I got somebody that's going to be in charge of working on the pavilion, and we're going to be working in the bunker, so you're going to be seeing some more videos with that as well. And like I said, we just we're going to do what we can get done, and go from there. And that's, before you know it, we're gonna. You could also use Utter Bomb, even though you don't have an Utter. Well, thank you. I don't believe I have an Utter. It just reminds me of that movie, Raven. I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me? And it's Robert De Niro and oh god, Ben Affleck. So, all right, we're at 274. We need 26 more thumbs up, guys. Mark, if you haven't done so yet, again, please, thank you. We're going to do some shout outs right now, but let's keep them numbers jumping up. Let's see if we can hit that 300 mark before we jump off of here. All right, so we have Icky Can up in Canada. Real good guy. He's been doing a lot of harvesting lately. If you've been watching any of his videos, potatoes, and also peas and everything like that. He's been getting things ready for the freezer. You have Angry Prepper, and that's Jason down in New York City. Another really good guy. Highly recommend you listen to him. Alaska Prepper, that is Rudy. Again, Rudy's a good guy up in Alaska doing his thing up there. So definitely support him as well. There's also Alaska Granny. There is Sean James. He has the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance. Two different channels, same guy. Really good channels. Building and up in Canada, doing his thing up there in gardening and everything else. And it's really cool to see what he's doing and what his thought process is as he's doing the different things. Unbelievable builder. There is Demcad. I've liked MCAD for a long time. Really good information with his channel as well. There is Corporal's Corner. You have Bjorn Hansen. There is 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. There is Bizariza Jizza, who does the Carrington Chronicles. It's a really interesting series. Makes you think, and that's the important thing. We got to keep thinking. There is Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out on the West Coast. Another good guys out there. Uh, Definitely check them out. There is Magic Prepper in North Dakota. You have Wrangle Star. That's Cody. Great channel. A lot of good information with his channel as well. Let's see. There's Red Poppy Ranch. You have Survival Lily coming from Europe, giving her information from what's going on over there. There is Kyle's Cabin. It's Kyle and Sierra up in Minnesota doing their thing up there. Nice young couple living off grid. There is Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband wife team, two different channels. A lot of good information on their channels. They split their time between Michigan and Alaska. Let's see. There is Green Greg's. Green Greg's is a good guy too. A lot of good information there. Southern Prepper 1 with his Boots on the Ground series. Really good guy as well. There is Gray Man Prepping. You have St. Bernard Acres with Joe. There is Doug and Stacy. Doug and Stacy have been around a long time. Great channel. Good information on their channel as well. You have the Green Dream Project. They are, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, Green Dream Project out in Arizona. I skipped over the nomadic movement down in Panama. Another young couple down there doing their thing down there. There is Camping with Steve Wallace, up in Canada doing stealth camping. There is Bush Doctor Survival. You have Monkey Works. There is the Needy Homesteader. She's been around a long time. Really good information on her channel. Boss of the Swamp. Again, been around a long time. Good channel. A lot of good information on his channel. Another guy that really knows how to build. I wish I had their skills. I really do. There is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Diamond's a real good guy. Anything you want to know about the Grand Solar Minimum, he's your man. Definitely check him out. You have Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. I like her channel. She's very down to earth, but she says it like it is, which I like that as well. There is City Prepper. You have Lumina Acres. There is Suspicious Observer. Bear Independent. The Uneducated Economist. There is Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. There is Mary Greeley News giving you all of the information with what's going on with Yellowstone, earthquakes and uprise and everything else. So definitely good information there. There is Adapt 2030. You have Malachi's Corner. There is Ice Age Farmer. If you're going to get your weather, there's only one guy that you should get your weather from, and that is Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall's a great guy, very passionate about the weather, and he gives back to the community in a big, big way. So I respect him a lot. There is Russell Brand. I like Russell Brand as well. He says it like it is. Makes you decide. You can make your own decisions on how it goes. Deep South Homestead, another very family-friendly oriented channel. Definitely check them out as well. You have The Outsider up in Maine. There's the Fit Farmer. There is Prep Rebel. You have Simple Life Reclaimed. There is Townsend's showing you what it's like to live back in the 1800s. You have the Prepared Mind, formerly of California. There's Pinball Preparedness. He's down in Tennessee. And somebody just said in the chat that he just got back from Alaska from vacation. The Economic Ninja. And last but not least, Little House Off Gritty. A lot of good channels out there, a lot of good information. I think you should look at different perspectives of what people think, because everybody's obviously not going to be the same. And so that's important as well. So we're at 294. We need 6 more thumbs up, guys, to hit our goal of 300. Oh, now it just dropped one. Somebody unthumbed up. How that happens, I don't know. But so 7 more thumbs up to get us where we want to be. So anyhow. But yes, there's a lot of good information out there, and I think we should be supporting each other, and that's why I do the shout-outs. I had somebody said to me in a comment, well, why do you do the same list at the end, on these streams all the time? You don't need to do that. I know I'm not telling you what to do with your channel. Well, exactly. I give the shout outs because I think it's important. I think there's other good channels out there that people should be watching, and that's why I do the shout outs. So, but yep, 300. There we go. Now we still got like 10 minutes now. See how much higher. Is there 325? Do we see 325? Hey, whatever. We hit that 300. That's cool. Let's see how much higher though, just for fun. Ah, that hits the spot. Love my green tea. The channel called Betting on Alaska is Bush Radical Son's channel. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Well, yeah, like I said, I can only give so many shout outs, guys. I can't just keep adding, adding, and adding. Otherwise, it would just take way too much time. So, what about the fighter jets? I talked about that, Larry. They just moved F-35s. We'll talk about a little bit more just to make you happy. Okay. Um, they just moved the F-35s into the Middle East as a deterrent, they're saying, to Iran that continues to try to seize tanker ships in the Gulf over there. Okay. And so, no, you're fine, Larry. I'm just giving you a hard time. So you're fine. I sound like an auctioneer. We got 303, 303. Do we get to see 304, 304, 304, 304? Where's 304? Come on, 304. That's an auctioneer. Um, but anyway, so they're saying it's a deterrent for uh, Iran to stop seizing, ships. And we've also had issues where, like I said, we've had to have our ships come in, but obviously planes can get there much, much faster to act as a deterrent. And then, lo and behold, if something should happen in the Middle East or in, North Korea or, Russia or China, lo and behold, we have military assets in the region. Isn't that interesting how that works? But we didn't do it for that reason. We did it for this reason. But there just happened to be there if something should go down. Remember, I mean, everything is done for a reason. Everything is done for or a purpose. Yeah, chess pieces are being moved around, and we got a commander in chief that can't even spell GS. Oh my God. Oh yeah, I hear you. And I think you missed your true calling, Carol. That's funny. Yeah, I love those guys that do that auctioning. I think that's really really cool how they do that. So, but again, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm always going to continue to do this. I'm going to continue to encourage you to prep, continue to encourage you to get ready. We don't know what's going to happen. We really, truly don't. I don't like the direction things are going. I will put it like that. I don't make predictions. I don't. The only prediction that I basically have made, in my opinion, strictly my opinion, which means what? Means nothing. I believe what we will see is a grid down situation in the United States, blamed on this person or that person, but who knows where it will come from. But the results would be the same, that we would eat each other alive in this country. That's what would happen. And it's the only way, in my opinion, again, it's the only way you beat America, by having us beat ourselves. It's the only way it's going to happen. And then a country like China could come in afterwards, right? After a year of infighting and killing each other and population being greatly reduced, they would be able to come in and basically come in under humanitarian and efforts, this type of thing. It's you would be, you know, you'd be surprised what would happen. So anyway, what are we? 308. So if we went for 325, we're what, 17 away? 50, yeah, 17 away. 17 away to see if we can do that. Just because why not? We already hit 300. All right, we are legion because we are many. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. We are a huge network of people. Where is everybody from tonight? Let's keep them thumbs up coming. Now we're 15 away. Franklin County, Ohio. Montreal, Quebec, Canada with Daniel. BC, Canada with Janet. Beautiful Pennsylvania Wilds with Pennsylvania Granny. We got Connecticut in the house with Awesome Sauce. Troutman, North Carolina with Troy. We see Waterloo, New York. Virginia's in the house. Northern Virginia with Robert. Nowhere, Oklahoma with Okie Forge. Fayetteville, North Carolina with Carol. Missouri and the Ozarks with Delbert. Omaha, Nebraska with Larry. Hillsboro, Oregon. We have Halifax, Nova Scotia with the Mac. Dayton, Ohio with Rhonda. Uh, let's see. Heavenly Hills Homestead is in Jumping Branch. You guys got to shoot me. Shoot me an email and give me your guys' number, and we will talk. Okay. And that's Heavenly Hills Homestead, guys that need to do that. Shoot me an email. Give me your phone number. I'll call you guys. We have Columbus, Ohio with Julie. Cape Cod, Mass. There is Thief River Falls, Minnesota with Deborah. Campbell, Missouri. Kingsport, Tennessee. Los Angeles County, California with Kitty. Let's see, Waterloo, New York with Sharon Barrett. Huron County, Ohio. Southwest Ohio with Pam. The email address, preppernurse1@yahoo.com. It's actually down in the description. Any of my videos, you'll see that email address in the description box. In any video, it's preppernurse1 at yahoo.com. So, roasting in New Hampshire with Brenda. Yeah, I think it's pretty hot everywhere, Brenda. So, yes, Robert, I heard from JJ. I talked to him. I talked about that in the beginning of the stream, and he actually popped in for a minute in the stream. So he is recovering. We got Western New York with Karen. So again, guys, we are all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge, huge network of people. We are, a huge family realistically. So we're at 317, 8 more to go. We got to do 325. We got to hit 325 before we jump off of here. So, but we're definitely a huge network of people, and we are the ones that are awake. We're the ones that can make a difference. We can make a difference now. We can absolutely make a difference after an event because we will be teaching people at that point, and that's important. So, just putting that out there. So we have 317. Can we get 8 more thumbs up here before we jump? But yeah, try to stay out of the heat, guys. Try to be safe. Make sure you're hydrating. That's important. That's one of the things I tell you when I'm doing something physical, like doing the gravel in the driveway. I'm absolutely making sure I'm pounding water to make sure that I'm not gonna have any issues. That would not be fun. That would absolutely not be fun. So I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job. Just emailed me. Okay, thank you. Yep, I'll give you a holler. Um, thank my moderators who do a fantastic job keeping the chat clean. I do appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you being here for this. Again, JJ is recovering, guys. If you hadn't heard yet, he had his surgery on Tuesday morning, and I've been texting with him today, and he is recovering. So hopefully he'll be back with us all soon. And not a fun surgery at all. I mean, literally the scar again from like this ear over the top of his head down to that ear. So basically, they peeled his head back, is what they did. So I'm sure that he is not feeling super chipper at the moment. So we're at 320 now. We need 5 more. 5 more thumbs up, guys. All right. Remember, guys, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we truly will be in much, much better shape. We have to stop letting them divide us using race, religion, political affiliation. These are all tools that are used to keep us fighting, to not letting us come together. And if we're fighting, then they're going to win. They're always going to win. So we don't want that to happen. We have to come together as human beings. So we're at 323. We need 2 more. 2 more thumbs up, guys. Also remember, guys, to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day, tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important to tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Really important to do that. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you were trying to do, whatever you were trying to accomplish, you can do it if you set realistic goals, and then set about to making them happen. Before you know it, you're getting a lot of stuff done. And it's just that methodical thinking like that. And it works. It really works. I'm perfect proof of that. I've been doing it for years. So, steady, steady, steady. You don't have to do it all at once. You pace yourself again, and you're going to be fine. Biggest key is not listening to negative people telling you what you can't accomplish. They make no difference. They're losers that suck at life, and they want you to suck at life. Don't let them suck you down. Stay positive and just do what you got to do. Take care of your business. All right. So 3:30. So we blew past 2:20 or 3:25 as well. Guys, be safe. I will see you all in the next one. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse One out for now.